Welcome to the Deep Dive. If you've been following global football at all recently, you can't miss the buzz around the FIFA Club World Cup.
Oh, definitely.
Especially now with this huge expanded 32-team format for 2025. It feels less like just a tournament and more, I don't know, like a proper global spectacle.
It really does. A whole month of top-tier club football.
And today we're zeroing in on one specific match that really caught our eye. A massive clash between two giants. Inter Milan and River Plate. Happened over in Seattle, Lumen Field. And the sources we looked at, they don't just frame it as a game. It's painted as this whole narrative,
Yeah?
Passion, tactics, real drama.
Right.
So, okay, let's unpack this. We've gone through the reports, the reactions, everything we could find. Our mission, like always, is to pull out the key stuff. The tactics, sure, but also the feelings, the stakes involved for everyone.
And just to set the scene properly, this whole expanded tournament is running from June 14th right through to July 13th, 2025. Hosted in the U.S. this time. And this specific game, the Inter River Plate one, that was June 25th, Group E. And it turned out to be, well, a really pivotal match for both sides.
How so?
Well, it wasn't just about the win, you see. For Inter, it was a big statement, showcasing their strategy, individual brilliance. For River Plate, even though they lost, it kind of highlighted their grit.
For resilience.
Exactly, resilience. And overall, it just showed how unpredictable, how compelling top-level football can be on this kind of stage.
Absolutely. And you really can't talk about this match without thinking about the sheer weight of history behind these clubs.
Oh, sure.
You've got Inter Milan coming in as the 2024 UEFA Champions League winners. I mean, that's the peak of Europe right there.
Yep.
And their history. It's immense. 19 Serie A titles, 9 Coppa Italias, 3 Champions Leagues, and they even won this Club World Cup back in 2010. They carry a massive pedigree.
Huge expectations.
Yeah.
And then you have River Plate representing South America as the 2024 Copa Libertadores winners.
Another giant.
Exactly. Argentina's most successful club, domestically. Think about it. 38 league titles, 4 Libertadores trophies. Plus, they won the old Intercontinental Cup twice, 86 and 96. That cup was basically the forerunner to this tournament.
Right, the precursor.
So yeah, this wasn't just two good teams playing. It felt like a clash of footballing cultures, two different philosophies meeting head-on, both with massive global ambition.
And the setting, Lumen Field in Seattle. Over 45,000 fans packed in. Our sources describe the atmosphere as just electric right from the kickoff.
You can imagine.
And the game itself, especially early on, was described as a real tactical chess match, both sides trying to impose themselves, fighting for control.
Yeah, that first half really was tight. Inter, as you'd expect, tried to press high. They wanted to dominate that midfield, stop River Plate playing out from the back.
Disrupt their rhythm.
Precisely. Choke their creativity. But River Plate, they're known for their flair, those quick transitions. So they countered. They looked for spaces Inter's high press might leave. Tried those quick vertical balls.
Trying to bypass the midfield battle.
Exactly. Get their attackers involved quickly. It was a real back and forth, strategically speaking. Fascinating, but also, well, tense. It ended 0-0 at halftime.
Leaving everyone on the edge of their seats, I bet.
Absolutely. Fans, coaches, probably the players, too.
Yeah.
Wondering what gives in the second half.
But then the second half, that's where things really heated up. The chess match kind of exploded, didn't it? What was the big turning point?
Ah, yes. The 66th minute. That was it. No question. River Plate's defender, Lucas Martínez Quarta, got a straight red card.
Ouch, for what?
Described across the board as a pretty reckless challenge. And that moment, well, it just completely changed the game's dynamic, instantly.
Down to 10 men.
Yep. Forced River Plate into a total rethink. They had to drop deeper, become much more compact defensively. Their focus shifted, trying to win it, to just damage limitation.
And Inter, being the experienced side they are, they must have smelled blood in the water.
Oh, immediately. You could see them step it up. They started moving the ball quicker, using the width of the pitch more, exploiting that extra man.
So being overloads.
Exactly. And it didn't take long to pay off. Just 6 minutes after the red card, so around the 72nd minute, goal.
Who scored?
Francesco Pio Esposito, the young striker, only 19 years old.
Wow, 19. That's huge.
It really was. And our sources all flagged this as a massive moment for him, a real coming-of-age kind of goal.
Had he shown promise before?
Definitely. He'd scored at the U20 World Cup, the U19 Euros back in 2023. But this was his first goal for the Inter senior team on the Club World Cup stage. It felt significant.
A Star is Born moment, perhaps?
Potentially, yeah. And then, just to hammer home the advantage, they added another one late on.
Or near the end.
Yep, 93rd minute. Alessandro Bastoni, the defender.
Bastoni. Interesting. Not usually a goal scorer.
Well, he's known more for his defending, obviously, but he's got a real threat from set pieces. This was a header. It sealed the 2-0 win.
Took the tension out of the final seconds.
Completely. It showed Inter's ability to just keep pushing, stay focused, right to the end. And Bastoni popping up like that shows their depth of threats.
So, beyond the goals and the red card drama, the stats usually tell a part of the story too. What did the numbers reveal about Inter's control?
Yeah, looking at the stats gives you that clearer picture of dominance, especially after the red card. Inter had 55% possession to River's 45%.
Okay, a decent edge.
And crucially, it wasn't just keeping the ball. They used it. 6 shots on target for Inter, compared to only 3 for River Plate.
So twice as many chances finding the frame.
Right. And corners, too. 7 for Inter, 4 for River Plate. Usually a good indicator of sustained pressure in the final third.
What about fouls? Often tells you about the frustration level.
Interesting you say that. River Plate actually committed more fouls, 15 to Inter's 12. Maybe suggests a bit of that frustration, trying to break up play, especially after going down a man.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, those figures really back up the narrative. Inter controlled the ball more, created more dangerous chances. Their strategy midfield control, using the fullback's pace on the wings, it clearly worked, and became even more effective with the man advantage.
And you have to credit the manager too, right? Christian Chivu.
Absolutely. Sources highlighted his in-game management, how quickly Inter adapted after the red card, pushing higher, really pressing the advantage. It wasn't just about River losing a player, it was how Inter exploited that space so effectively.
It's fascinating how one moment, one decision, can cascade like that. But it's not all tactics and numbers, is it? What about the players themselves? Esposito's reaction to his big goal.
Remarkably grounded, actually. Our sources quoted him post-match saying something like, it was a very intense game, very well balanced, especially in the first half.
Balance in the first half.
But then we were playing better. For sure, as a great team, great fans, and I respect all of them.
Wow. 19 years old,
Yeah.
Scores his debut goal on that stage and comes out with that kind of respect. Impressive maturity.
It really is. Speaks volumes about his character.
And what about his manager, Chivu? Was he singing his praises?
He was definitely pleased. Chivu said, I'm happy because he played a great game and joined a very difficult and real game and was up to the challenge.
A real game. I like that. A proper test.
Exactly. It shows Chivu's trust in the youngster, but also highlights the team's adaptability. They faced pressure, a tough opponent, and came through. It speaks well of their squad depth and belief in their system.
So, with that win, how did things shake out in Group E? Where did that leave Inter and River Plate?
Well, after the 3 group games were done, Inter finished top, comfortably, with 7 points.
Clear winners.
Yep. Monterrey came second with 5 points, then River Plate finished third with 4 points, and Urawa Red Diamonds were bottom with 0.
So River Plate were out?
Yeah, that loss combined with other results meant elimination for them at the group stage. Inter, by topping the group, set up a round-of-16 match against Fluminense.
Ooh, another big clash. Brazil versus Italy.
Exactly, and Monterrey got Borussia Dortmund. For River Plate, look, elimination is tough, but sources suggested their overall performance, despite this result, showed promise. They can build on this for, future Copa Libertadores campaigns. Learn from playing top European opposition.
A learning experience even in defeat. And we've talked tactics, players, but we have to touch on the fans again. That atmosphere at Lumen Field sounded special.
Oh, absolutely. Electric was the word used most often. You have to picture it. Thousands of Inter fans decked out in black and blue chanting, contrasted with the vibrant red and white flags of the River Plate supporters.
A sea of color and noise.
Truly, it's that global passion for football, all converging in one stadium.
Did the sources capture any specific fan reactions?
They did, and they really bring it home. There was a quote from an Inter fan who traveled from Italy. He said, "This is why we follow this team. To see young talents like Esposito shine on such a stage is incredible."
Captures that joy perfectly.
And then, balancing that, a River Plate fan from Buenos Aires was quoted saying, "We're always behind our team, win or lose. They fought hard, and that's all we can ask for."
That loyalty, win or lose, that's powerful too.
It really underscores the deep emotional connection fans have. It's more than just results. It's about identity, community, shared experience. That's what makes football such a global force.
So wrapping this up, when we take this deep dive into just one match, Inter versus River Plate, What's the big takeaway? It feels like more than just a 2-0 win for Inter.
Oh, much more. It's, like you said earlier, it's a microcosm of what this expanded Club World Cup is all about. You get the passion, the high-level skill, the tactical battles, and then those moments of pure, unpredictable drama.
Yeah, that red card, the young kid scoring.
Exactly. The tournament keeps delivering these moments. It's a celebration of football's diversity, its global reach. It reminds us that the stories, the journeys, the individual brilliance, that's often just as important as who lifts the trophy at the end.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you to ponder as we finish. We saw this young talent, Esposito, making a huge impact on a global stage. We also saw the resilience of an established giant like River Plate, even in defeat. What does that dynamic rising stars alongside enduring powerhouses tell us about where international club football is heading? How are clubs balancing nurturing youth versus relying on established names in this chase for, well, for global supremacy?
Yeah.
And how do these single moments, these individual game narratives, feed into that bigger picture of the beautiful game?
That's a great question to chew on. The balance between youth and experience on the world stage, definitely something to watch.
Something to think about until our next deep dive.